name is George Katich. I've been working with the Eagle River Chain of Lakes Association since I believe about 2010. I've got more involved in probably 2011 on as far as starting to survey for the invasive species along the shoreline. First in the year, we always survey for the yellow iris because that comes out early in spring and June. I do all of Yellow Birch Lake. I do the Eagle River to Watersmeet Lake, and I've been doing Duck Lake. And that takes me usually about 8 hours to just do like the yellow iris and then the purple loosestrife, by kayak. A lot of it depends on how much you find. If you find some, because every time you find a spot, you have to go and you take the GPS coordinates, and then you write down, like you chart, is this like 0 to 5 or 1 to 5 plants, 10 to 20, so we know how many plants are in that area. One of the reasons I did kind of volunteer for this, I enjoy being on the kayak, and to see a lot of those plants, you have to be really close. And at least our lakes, I'm able to, by boat it's pretty hard sometimes, unless you have binoculars. So I just rather do it by kayak because I can get right up to it, and you can also get a easier, better pinpoint of what the GPS location is. Some of the lakes that people, some people are using wave runners or smaller boats where they can get in closer to the shore, because sometimes it's really hard to know where it's at. The one thing is that after you've done it a couple times, you have a pretty good idea where it's at, so I usually kind of know where to look for it now, and that makes it a lot easier. The kayaking's fine, except it seems like you fight the wind a lot of times. You take off in the morning, there's no wind, but coming back it's always pretty windy, but it's a nice day, it's enjoyable. We have maps that show all the yellow iris and all the change. There's marks, and the size dots let you know the density of both the yellow iris, purple loosestrife, different map for each one of those, and the yellow loosestrife. This last year they sent out a letter to the homeowners where that was at, and telling them what they could do to hopefully keep it down, keep from spreading. And they've had some luck experiment with the yellow iris by just constantly cutting it down. The purple loosestrife, they've planted the beetles, which I'm sure a lot of people are aware of, that eat the leaves, and they cut that down, and that's been real successful too. So the single places, that's where it's tougher, but hopefully more of the landowners will start doing something. And I've seen a couple places on our lake where there was a big patch, and this year I didn't see it, so I'm sure the landowners did that really well. So that's, want to congratulate them. I think we just need to get it out to them more. And I think the thing that hurts sometimes for people not being a lot of people aren't up here all the time. So some people might not even be up here, and by the time they get up here, it's not blooming anymore, and they're not sure it's yellow iris. But now getting the letter, it helps. And the letter's been very informative to the landowners. We're always looking for more volunteers. I understand that's hard to get because a lot of people aren't full-time residents up here. Some of the ones that are still working, they don't have the time. Join ERCLA. Be a member because it takes a lot of resources to do this stuff. And I'm retired now. I have the time to volunteer and do some stuff. And I guess one of the things that upsets me is we're trying to do a lot to protect our lakes. And I figure if you can't volunteer, which I know a lot of people can't or don't have the time, that you can at least join and help. To help the lakes out, because that's the whole part of ERCLA, is protecting the lakes and the shoreline.